This is my first time doing this with my computer, like screen recording. So hopefully this works. Or whatever. But I'm going to be doing the tier ranking video because I seen that Cindy and Chanel did it and it looked so fun, and I know a lot of my subscribers really wanted me to do a tier ranking video, but I could never find one that looked fun. And when I seen them upload theirs, I was like, I need to do this. So first I'm going to give you guys my tiers. So my first tier is Give It To Me Now, which is basically the meme that goes like, give it to me now, because it's my favorite meme at the moment. Then I have I Could Get Into It. Then I have Meh. Then I have Couldn't Care Less. I honestly, I can't tell you if the saying is couldn't care less or could care less. Either way, I don't care. And then at the bottom is Not My Thing. Yeah, let's just get into it. So the first one is ABO, which means Alpha, Beta, and Omega. I literally know this because I watch Cindy's. I love werewolf stories, but they don't translate well in regular fiction. But in fan fiction, they're absolutely amazing. But in regular, like, they're not. So I think I'm gonna go with I Could Get Into It. Okay, so then we have Amnesia. Nope, it's definitely not my thing. Angst. Yes, I love angst. A good relationship that has angst is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I can't not recommend that book. It's my all-time favorite series, so obviously you guys need to read that. And angst is definitely Give It To Me Now. Arranged marriage, I've never read an arranged marriage. Well, no, I did read one, which is Serpent and Dove, but I didn't really like Serpent and Dove, and I definitely didn't care about the arranged marriage, so not my thing. Baby fic, I don't know. No, not my thing. Not my thing. Sharing a bed. A good book that has sharing a bed would have to be The Worst Best Man. I just read that recently, and they like have to share a bed because they fake being married for like this, to go to like to this hotel or whatever. And I personally, I mean, I loved it. So also they're sharing a bed in The Unhoneymooners, which is my all-time favorite book, romance book. So I don't know if I want to put it in Give It To Me Now or I Could Get Into It. Obviously, Give It To Me Now. Bang or Die. I could get into it. I can get into it. Body Swap. Listen, unless it's The Hot Chick or Freaky Friday, I don't do it. I've never read a body swap fic. I didn't know people were really out here writing this. I mean, I'm not shaming your kinks or anything. You can write whatever kind of fics you want. I just didn't know people were out here writing that. So I'm gonna go with Couldn't Care Less. Coffee Shop AU. Couldn't care less. I don't care. I'm sorry, like, they're cutesy, but I don't like fluffy. I don't like fluffy. I just don't know what it is, but just fluffy isn't my thing. And it does work out for me every once in a while, but I need angst. I need slow burn. I need hatred. I need wanting to literally kill each other. And unless they run into a coffee shop and they both want to set the coffee shop on fire to get away from each other, couldn't care less. College AU, I don't go to college. Haven't been to college. Don't know if I want to go to college, but I don't see college in my peripheral right now. So couldn't care less. It's glitching. But crack fic, that I accidentally moved it to the thing, but I don't know what crack fic is, so I'm gonna Google that real quick. A work of fanfic that is absurd, surprising, or ridiculous, often intentional. I've never read a crack fic. I guess Meh, because I've never read it before, so I don't know. Dark fic, that is my thing. Love dark romance. It is my all-time favorite genre. I have 2 dark romance recommendation videos up on my channel, so you guys should check that out because I love dark romance, like early romances, like reverse harems, like dark romances are my thing. Mafia, I love it. I eat it up. And a good dark book would actually have to be Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. Like, that is dark. Like, that is dark. Like, it's messed up dark. So I do want to say that if you're going into that, to just be, you know, major character death. I am here for it. Like, if you want to kill off characters, go for it. Like, I want to cry. I want to feel sad. I want to be like, I miss this character. A book that I really love killed off a character, and I remember listening to the audiobook and crying my eyes out. Ugh, I love it. I'm gonna put it in I could get into it because I don't want to seem like a complete sadist if I put it in to give it to me now. Canon divergence. So I guess that's when they part. Nobody cares for that. So couldn't care less. Enemies to lovers. Obviously everything I love is enemies to lovers. Like all of my favorite books that I've read, all of my favorite movies, TV shows, couples, they usually always have enemies to lovers. I'm trying to think of a recommendation that has enemies to lovers that I haven't recommended already. UDs love each other. It's enemies to lovers, even though they're technically engaged to each other. But this book is basically about this couple who like hate each other and they can't really leave the relationship, or else the other person has to like pay. So they're trying to get the person to like fall out of love. So I highly would recommend that. So obviously enemies to lovers goes to give it to me now. Established relationship can go to not my thing, because I'm just not really into established relationships. Like, because if the relationship is already established, like, what's the point of me reading it? I don't really like second chance romance. The only second chance romance I've liked that I've read so far is Love Her or Lose Her by Tessa Bailey, and this was about a couple who was already like married and they've been like together for like literal years, and then they just their relationship is starting to lose its romance. So the wife leaves and the husband is upset, so they try to get his, you know, they try to get back together. The next one is Fairy Tale AU, and I've never read any, so I mean I guess it's like, man. Fake relationship, of course, that's Give It To Me Now. Obviously fake dating is my thing. Marriage of convenience, fake dating, all of it. I will take any of it. I just read Will You Be Mine, and this was about two best friends who fake date. This is also Friends to Lovers, which I don't really care for Friends to Lovers, but I mean I thought the relationship was really cute, and they fake date because the girl's ex-boyfriend is getting married, so they fake date to go to the wedding. What is a fix it fic? Oh, I think that's when like you fix everything. I mean, personally I like it because some directors don't know how to direct their own show. Like, writers don't know how to write their own show. Like, they really be out here just doing wild stuff in the end, so you need to, like, you know, fix it up yourself and get the ending that you and your girlies deserve. So I'm here for it. I'm really here for it. So I could definitely get into it. Fluff, no, couldn't care less. I hate fluff. I hate cutesy. I hate met at a coffee shop and like, oh my gosh, it's boring. Like, where's the angst? Like, where's the build up? Where's the longevity? Where's the slow burn? Where's the pining after each other? What am I gonna do with cuteness? What am I gonna do with fluff? And if I read fluff, it needs to be at least 100 pages. It has to be less than 300 pages if I'm going to be reading fluff. I can't do fluff. I can't do cute. I need angst. I need aggression. Okay? What am I going to do with Fluffy? If I wanted fluff, I would go get a cat. I would go get an animal. Friends to lovers. No. Absolutely not. Not my thing. Can't do it. I have read a good Friends to Lovers book. I would say I personally like childhood friends to lovers, so I can do that. Even better, childhood enemy friends to lovers. Love that. So obviously if you want a fantasy one, I would say Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, sadly. But if you don't, then Filthy Little Pretties. This one is about this friends who grew up together and the girl moves away, so then she comes back to the town when she's rich, and there's like a love triangle. Even though the love triangle is kind of weak and you can kind of tell like who's gonna win, but it had like some good smut scene. Okay, so back to the action. What the heck is a genfic? A genfic is a fan fiction that does not focus specifically on romance or sex. So basically everything that I don't want in a book. I want the romance, I want the smut, that's why I'm reading it. So what? No, couldn't care less. That's going directly into couldn't care less. Hurt comfort. So I guess I could get into that. Yeah, I can get into that. Historical AU. No. I don't want to say no. I could say meh, because like I don't really read historical fiction. I've never read historical fiction before. I do want to get into it. That is something that I'm looking to get into. So I can meh. High school romance, I've been out of high school for a good 4 years now, and I don't want to go back. The only time I ever read high school romance is if it's dark romance. So if it's not that, I don't care for it. So I'm gonna say meh, because I do read dark romance and bully romance, but that's it. Huddle for warmth, I could get into it. Humor, duh. If it's not funny, I don't want it. If it doesn't make me giggle, if I'm not literally in my room giggling, then I don't want it. I don't even know how to pronounce this one, so I'm gonna look that up. The influence. Oh my gosh, when a person tells the truth under the influence, oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. But oh my gosh, like when someone is drunk and they're like drunk texting the person. Oh wait, I literally just read a book with that. Rafe by Rebecca Witherspoon. He's basically a male nanny, and the woman that he, you know, the love interest is a doctor, and she has 2 twin daughters, and she actually drunk texts him, and I was like loving it. I was eating it up. I don't know how I forgot about that, because I literally just finished this book. Give it to me now. I need more of that. First kiss, I don't care. I couldn't care less. Like, I don't know why romances or stories build up the first kiss to begin with. What you need to be building up is the first sexy scene. That's what you need to be building up. Like, no one cares about the first kiss. Let's talk about the good stuff, the smut here, because that's what I'm here for. Even in fantasy, I'm here for the smut. Magic AU, I don't care. Could not care less. Miscommunication, I hate miscommunication. Miscommunication makes me so angry. That's why the book, what is the book called? It's like Whitechapel Thorn or something like that. It's like that series with the polyamorous relationship. Like, I was so happy to read like a big polyamorous relationship, but the communication in the book was absolutely trash. No, like, how do you can't be in a poly relationship and not communicate with each other? Like, the communication should be the rule in all of your relationships, but it also should be a rule in a poly relationship. Like, that should be the #1 focus. So, cannot stand it. It's not my thing. What is missing scenes? Oh, it's like an extra episode. I mean, back in my fanfics days, I don't ever remember like reading. I don't remember reading any missing scenes, so I mean, I guess I could go for it. Oh my gosh, you guys can see that I'm literally surrounded by like a huge stack of books. I mean, I guess I could go for it. It's not like the meh, basically, is what I'm trying to say here. Mutual pining, I could get into that. I could get into mutual pining. I can't really think of any books that have mutual pining. I could get into it though. What is sex pollen? An iffy question of consent. So that's definitely not my thing. Pregnancy fic, back in my like Wattpad reading days, before the fan fiction, like when Wattpad used to be like original stories, I used to love reading like pregnancy stories. But I haven't, like, actual like pregnancy stories, not like a secret baby, or like the person gets pregnant at the end and like they have a child at the end. I mean genuine, like the book starts off with the person being pregnant. I don't think I've ever read a book like that. So it's a meh to me. Like, I could get into it, but I wouldn't care. But so yeah, it's like I could get into it, but I'm not gonna go out and pick it up, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. PWP, I'm kind of scared. Plot, what plot? No, I can't do it. Okay, in my romance, if the book doesn't have a plot, I pretty much can go for it. But in my fantasy, it needs a plot. So I'm gonna put it in meh for middle, because if my fantasy doesn't have a plot, it's like, what the heck is the point? But with romance, it makes more sense for it to not have a plot, because they don't have magic systems and world building that needs to be done and all of that stuff. Where romance is just them getting together, and so that's why I'm more lenient. But also I'm more lenient on romance anyways. Like, a romance could literally be the dumbest thing I've ever read, and I could be like, oh my gosh, 5 stars. But a fantasy, like, their magic system could not make sense to me, and I'd be like, 3 stars. I didn't really enjoy it. Like, I'm a lot easier on my romance than in my fantasy, sadly. I don't know why. I think it's just because I don't know why, but I need plot for my fantasy, no plot for my romance. I don't care. So I'm gonna go with meh. Royalty AU, I love my princes. I love Prince Cotton from The Cruel Prince, mentioned again, and Severin from Wicked Saint. I hope I'm saying his name right because I can't pronounce anyone's name right in that damn series. I love my princes. I love my princes who love drinking wine and are emotionally damaged and all that stuff. So I could get into it. Slow burn. Yes, most definitely. The best slow burn I've ever read. I think Ariana Zapata has the best slow burn. Her slow burn is actually so slow to the point where I had to DNF a book because I literally was like, no. And I've been talking about this whole video where I can get into slow burn. I really would suggest her. I want to say The Wall of Winnipeg and Me was a book that I read. I ended up giving it 4 stars, and it was a fake marriage book about this guy who's a football player and then his assistant who he wouldn't really pay attention to, and he kind of just didn't really talk much to her. So she finally quits, and he comes and he's like, will you please like fake marry me, because he's Canadian. They're getting fake married, and it's very, very slow burn. So I want to say, if you want slow burn to the point where you can't take it, I would say Ariana Zapata. The book I DNF was like the skating book. I don't remember what it is, but that was just way too slow burn for me. Okay, this is not a fashion show. Anyways, so Soulmate AU. I read Soulmates in, what is that series with Aaron Warner? Shatter Me? Yeah, Shatter Me has a soulmate thingy, and I don't like it. I don't like the idea of, like, I do like the idea, but the way it was set in the book, like the idea of just I don't know, maybe I don't like the idea of like just finding someone. I watched it in this TV show, Witches of East End, and I love it in the TV show, but I think it just wasn't executed well in the book, because in the TV show I ate it up. In this book I just hated it, and I think it was just the way the book executed it. So I'm gonna go with meh. Time loop, no. I hate time loop. I hate the whole Groundhog's Day thing. The only movie I will ever accept that in is Happy Death Day, and that's because it's a horror movie and people die. But other than that, I hate when people have to relive the same day over and over again, and I don't even have anything to recommend you for this because I specifically avoid that trope. So I hate time loops. Like it's literally not my thing. Love triangles. I love triangles. The best love triangle I've read so far has to be Two Princes of Summer. This is a fairy book. This is about 2 princes who are brothers, and they end up coming across this girl. They're not really brothers. They're best friends, but the parents took in one of the boys. And so they actually are pining after this girl. And one thing I like about it is you can't really tell who's the evil one and who's the good one because they're fairies. So, when you know, fairies, like they're mischievous. Like that's why I love fairies. Like that's why I believe I was a fairy, because it's like they're very deceiving and you can't trust them, and they can't lie, but they find their way around lies. And it's just like, fairies are so amazing. More fairy books, please. Anyways, back to my point. So that's such a good love triangle. Like I don't hate love triangles. Like a lot of people don't like them. It's like I don't care for them. I would prefer for love triangles to be like where you could actually be like, oh my gosh, who's gonna win, which is why I like Two Princes of Summer, instead of like, oh, this person is clearly the person who's gonna get the girl. So I want to say I could get into it. For unhappy ending, my computer is moving so slow. Unhappy ending, I don't know, I don't like unhappy endings. Okay, I remember reading this book on Wattpad. It was called Chase Me Baby, and it was about this girl and her brother's best friend ended up falling in love because he ended up like moving in with them because like something was wrong with his family. So they're falling in love and sneaking around, and then one day the brother finds out and the brother gets into a car accident. So in the end they just break up, and the author goes, oh well, not everything has a happy ending. If I didn't want a happy ending, I wouldn't be reading. I read for escapism. If I wanted an unhappy ending, I would just stick to real life. Don't do that to me. Unhappy endings, I could not care less. Unrequited love, I have no interest in unrequited love. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I don't see the appeal there. Like I said before, if I wanted to read about one person being in love with the other and the other not loving them back, I would just stick to real life. I'm gonna say it's definitely not my thing. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope that you liked it. Let me know if you want me to do some more tin ranking video. I'll think about it if I really want to do more, because this one was hard. I did not know how to screen record on my computer, and it was a lot of work. But if you guys want to see another like tier ranking video, if you want to give me some more suggestions, let me know. Also, be sure to follow me on my Bookstagram, because I post cute stuff there and I post selfies, which is the cute stuff, and my feed is cute, and I don't promote my social media a lot. And also follow me on Twitter because that's really where I'm most active, and I'm funny and I'm hilarious, and I do polls sometimes, and I do Netflix parties. And the emoji today is gonna be the little devil emoji, like, you know, with the purple one with the horns, this one that smirks, because I love that one. I always use that one when I'm like flirting with guys and stuff. So that's the emoji. I hope that you like this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.